views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Welcome to Conscious Creation with actress, author, and healer Dee Wallace. If you want to take charge of your life, really take charge of your life, the next hour will be a fun, enlightening experience in creating the life you want. Whether it's money, health, success, or relationships, join Dee in celebrating the power of you and see your life expand into joyful creation. To join Dee now, call 319-527-6305. And don't forget, Dee can also be heard on BBS Radio, iTunes, the Empowerment Channel at the Connect Me Radio Network. You can also hear Dee on Get Inspired Media Network, Transformation Talk Radio, UBN, Universal Broadcasting Network, plus News for the Soul Broadcasting. And now, here's Dee.
Hello, all you amazing, fabulous, incredible, magnificent, so very loved, and darn sexy people. I am coming to you today from Detroit, Michigan, where I'm doing another fabulous convention and personal appearance, having lots of fun. It's like family coming back to this show. Of course, I always look forward to being with you, my family. So they joyfully let me out of my duties downstairs so that I can come up and do this. I want to get right to it today. I picked up Book 4 of Conversations with God, the new book that Neil Donald Walsh has out. I urge you to get this book. I think I've marked every page in it, but I put a kind of a compilation for you together for today because it's so much about the work that we do. If we ever needed an affirmation, I don't anymore, but if anybody ever needs an affirmation about the work we're doing and the power of the work and the truthfulness of the work, this whole entire book is an affirmation about that. So in it, in this particular section, they're talking about all the anger that's in the world and the tension that's in the world and all the things that we want in the world that we think we don't want. And now I'm going to read from the book. Enactments of violence at every turn, which is what our next webinar is about, Russia, North Korea, and freedom, May 17th. Guys, if you think you don't want to know about this, you're in denial. And you're burying your head. You've got to know, you've got to face, you've got to accept, and then you've got to do something about it. So now I'm reading from Conversations with God, Book 4. Yet to imagine yourselves to be, or worse yet, allow yourselves to be, powerless to do anything about any of this. This business of looking straight at self-damaging behaviors, which is what we do every week on this call, and doing nothing about them is the mark of sentient beings who do not care enough about themselves or do not understand enough about themselves to do enough for themselves to stop the harm they are doing to themselves. So we've been talking a lot about taking action, about the importance of taking action around when we uncover something that is not serving us in our behavior or our thought patterns, right? So, you know that the thoughts you think create the life you live. He puts it in a way that is so powerful, and I've never really heard it put this way. Thoughts are cells communicating with one another. So I really want you to focus on that for a minute. Thoughts are cells communicating with one another. But then Neil Donald Walsh in his conversation says the cells throughout our body are not like the cells of the brain. And God says, they aren't. Who told you that? Let me repeat. Every ounce of life is imbued with foundational intelligence. Read that. Every cell, every particle, every submolecular element in the universe. So he goes on to say, you are right if you are suggesting that the energy of your thoughts has an influence over the cells of your body. Now, we know that. We absolutely know. They've proven that when people turn their thinking around, focus on the positive, live in joy, live in love, their bodies respond. Their health responds to those thought patterns and those feeling patterns. So we're going on. Your soul is the local presence of the divine intention, or God, or the force, which is to express divinity in every moment as each sentient being defines it. So our soul is here to define in however way we want the expression of our divinity. This being, us, has the freedom to create whatever it chooses, which is godliness in its grandest demonstration. Or, to put this still another way, you all have free will. God has no preference in the matter. My only desire is that your preference be empowered. Therefore, that which matters, that is, that which you cause to turn from pure energy into solid matter, is up to you. Remember, God helps him who helps himself. So what do you want? What do you want to choose? What do you want to experience? And then it goes directly to our work. By the way, you know, don't you, that every thought you hold on to is a prayer. Yes, let me read that again. Every thought that you hold on to, that you think over and over and over again, is a prayer. Positive or negative, it's a prayer. Actually, there is no pressure for highly evolved beings. All they do is immediately change their mind if they experience a thought moving through their mind that they don't wish to manifest. If they have any fleeting negative idea at all, they don't give it a second thought. They let it go immediately and move to a new and more positive thought. And that is what I am leading you to understand. The channel is bringing through information like the red dot exercise that hopefully you all are still practicing so that you learn how to hold your focus. So the first step is you have to know that you have the creative power. If you don't accept that, then all the rest of it is going to be a moot point because you're going to diffuse everything by saying, I don't have the power anyway. So you have to know that you have and are the creative power. You have to choose what you want. You have to keep your focus and attention on what you want, aka think only on these things, and then accept the miracle. Accept the miracle that you've created. Okay, I really urge you to pick up this book, guys. I've marked, I think, and turned back every single page in it. Easy to read, easy to understand, and, well, I wish I'd written it. So, going on, before we get to the calls, I want to invite you to, I'm doing a wonderful workshop with Sandra Pelly in Canada. If you go to I Am Dee Wallace and go to the store, pull down the menu and go to workshops and scroll down, it's about the third one under workshops, Dee and Sandra Pelly in Canada. Okay? It's going to be an amazing first workshop on the little child experience. We're going to go into personal channeling for everyone, how the work works, really, really sitting there and working together. It's a small group, but you have to register 3 weeks out, guys, so we know how many people we have. Again, Russia, North Korea, and freedom. Be informed, be educated, let the channel guide you into how to handle these turbulent times. May 17th, 7 to 9. If you cannot be there live, yes, you will get the download within 1 or 2 days. And of course, the little child experience is still available. And I want to remind all of you that when you go through PayPal, it offers you the option of a 6-month payment period. So that shouldn't be an issue. Don't let it be. All right, we're going to the callers, and we're going to start with Miss Alberta in Canada. Hi, honey, you're on.
Oh, hi, Dee. What a treat
Hello,
to have
Diane.
Nadia on last week. Thank you for having her.
Oh, yeah. Well, Nadia and I go way back. She started training with me in my studio.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'll make it quick. I'm just curious. I've known this person for about 60 years. We don't live in the same province, many, many miles, thousands of miles away. His energy quite often shows up, and I'm wondering what the universe is trying to tell me, or does the channel have any information for me?
His energy wouldn't show up if you didn't focus on it. So why are you focused on his energy?
I didn't realize I was focusing on it, so I just thought it was.
Well, you're calling.
Okay, yeah,
so I
am focusing. Yeah, okay.
Well, sure, Albert, you're calling it in. So let's find out why. Sheets, book, song. Give me a movie.
Oh my God.
Give up. Get out of the way. They'll give it to you.
Love is all there is. Is it a movie? No. Where did that
come
from?
It comes from your subconscious, darling. So
okay.
Love is all there is. So what does this person have to do with love for you?
60 years ago he would have.
Okay. But you haven't let it go. And you either want to explore it again with him, or you got to let it go so other love can come in. But this is not the only expression of love available to you in your life. It's like, let me talk about death for a minute, guys. You know, many of us, myself included, have had loved ones that we've been in personal relationships with, like my husband, Chris, that have died and move on, right? I can honor him. I do honor him. I do continue to love him, but I let his energy dissipate from me so that I could bring new energy in, which is, of course, what Chris would want.
Exactly. But this person is still living. It's the same thing?
It's the same thing, guys.
Okay.
If you're holding on to their energy, you don't let other energy in the fullest way possible. That's the highest thing she's supposed to know about this, yes. So
let it go. So let it go is what you're saying.
Well, let it go unless you want to call it into more of a reality. But it's sort of like you're keeping it a dream, you're keeping it at arm's distance, right? But it's never going to come to fruition for you because you're not calling it in like that. You're saying, oh, well, I'm going to sit there and dream about it and think about it and put my energy on it, and I know that I'm not going to create it here, or I'm choosing not to create it now. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's the highest message, and that's a message for all of us, guys. Like, if your parents abused you, let the energy go. They're gone. One way or another, they're gone. But if you hold on to all that energy and memory and electrical charge, they aren't gone out of your creation because they keep affecting your creation. Do you understand?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
I guess I was wondering how one lets it go when it shows up all the time, just or every once in a while, every couple of months.
Well, let it go.
I never know. So when it shows up, just
let it go, and it won't show up.
Okay.
That's the simplest answer. Is that you've got to choose. I'm wishing this energy out of my life. Okay. I'm wishing it away. I'm not giving it any power anymore, any more focus. Okay?
Okay.
All righty. Thank you.
I thank you.
You bet, baby. Yeah, that's a good lesson for all of us. It's hard, guys, but, you know, the universe is waiting for you to focus only on what you want to manifest now. Patty, you're on.
Hi.
Hi.
I want to know from the channel what is blocking me from refinancing, from getting my finances in order. I am done with this.
There's nothing blocking you.
Then, okay, why can't I get my credit score? I can't get it up. I tried to get it up, and it went down.
Because you keep saying you can't get it up.
Okay.
See, guys, let me teach this again. You have to be in alignment with what you say you want before the action happens that you want. So when I say you're feeling wonderful and joyful and positive about refinancing, the pendulum goes right to no, Patty.
Okay. Because I keep trying. Because I keep trying and I keep getting no's.
Okay, so you tell me what I just said to you. Why do you keep getting no?
It's something. It seems like everything's going to go through, and then something happens.
What did I just say to you? What do you have to do? That's right. And what do you have to do to get in alignment?
Be happy. Go to my love place.
About the refinance.
About the refinance.
And you've got to stay in your knowing. Guys, in these days, keeping your HARA line straight, strong, and through the ID point is incredibly important. Because if your HARA line isn't straight, strong, and through the ID point, you're not going to be able to stay in your knowing. You're not going to feel what you know. So let's just take a moment before we all go ahead and just do this with me. My heart is open front and back, merged with my whole brain. My chakras are open, balanced, spinning in the right direction. My HARA line is straight, strong, and through the ID point, and I am aligned with Source. Don't get out of bed in the morning till you do it. If you feel yourself take a hit during the day, do it again. Don't go to sleep at night, but keep yourself in alignment with feeling good, and you will receive more of what you want faster than what you want.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I've been walking that fine line, so I know the challenge. You know, those of you that read my e-blast last week, I had thousands of dollars illegally taken out of one of my accounts. And my natural place is to go into reaction and go into fear and go into those, you know, horrible people who could have done this to me and blah, where we all want to go. But that's not going to get my money back. And I know that. So I have to be back into alignment and holding myself in the knowing, which is what I know creates everything I want. That's the answer, Patty.
Okay, but I get all that in theory, and I do it.
No, it goes right to no. When you say you do it, it goes right to no.
Am I switched or something?
Yes, actually, you are. Yep. So everybody, you have to understand everything that's going on with North Korea and everything. We are so being challenged to stay focused and in our knowing. So everybody make a fist, put it in front of you with your fingers facing you. On the count of 3, you're going to bring it toward your eyes and pop your fist open. 1, 2, 3. That should have switched everybody. Okay.
And then, okay. All right. So yes, I'm going to make this happen. I am making this happen.
Yes, and then allow it to happen, Patty. Allow the universe. See, your big thing, all our big thing, is that we've fallen out of trust with the universe. But you see, if you don't know you're your own creator and you're God, then you're not going to trust yourself and you're not going to trust God. And you can't be in alignment with what you want if you're in that state.
Okay.
Okay.
The cancer has now spread to my lungs. I just got word on Monday. I'm
sorry.
Yeah. That really threw me. So it makes sense that I'm switched, but
yes. Well, I know everybody wants a different answer, but they're saying it's the same process. The process is the process is the process. Get in alignment with beautiful health.
You know,
the main issue for you, Patty, is trust. It's just making yourself, inviting yourself to stay in trust, sweetheart.
Yeah, you know, it's the drug that I was taking now costs $1,200 copay every time I get a dosage. And the same drug that I was taking 4 months ago. And like I said, it comes back to money again and comes back to money. And
No, it doesn't. You bring it back to money. Everything for you comes down to money, and that's why it appears that everything is about money, because the universe is trying to tell you to bring your focus away from money. And sweetheart, I think really we need to do probably a half hour. You never hear me say that on the show.
Yeah. No.
I think we need more time. Okay?
Okay. Thank
All right, sweetheart.
Thank you.
I love you too, honey. Yeah, that's a blow, because Patty had just gotten good news that the other stuff was in remission, so I don't quite get that. Susan in Niagara Falls. Hi, you're on.
Hi. Give Patty my information to get in touch with me. I've done a lot of research on cancer, and I'm dealing with that too, so I would love to connect with her to talk to her about that and then tell her a lot of things that I've discovered about it.
I will do that, Susan.
Please, that would be so wonderful. Then we can connect together, and I can.
Okay, I will do that. I will do that.
I don't really have a question. I'm feeling a lot better. As you know, my little Falcor, my little love, died, and
her kitty.
My kitty. He was my little sweetheart. He was with me for many, many years, since 2011.
Yes,
so
and
2002.
and you know, Danielle addressed a lot of this on our webinar about pets. You did that webinar, didn't you, Susan?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, I would re-listen to it again. It will give you comfort.
Okay.
And when we exchanged emails, you know, I reminded you that Danielle said our pets leave and they go over and they start training other pets to come in so that they can serve us to the highest ability.
Yeah. I've been...
Well, no energy leaves without choice, guys. You know that. Not animals, not people. All energy leaves with choice.
It's just the timing was kind of awful since it's right before I go into surgery for cancer. It's put me into a, you know, I've been out of it for like a couple of days. I'm feeling better today. I feel more balanced today than I have for the last 2 days.
And perhaps, Susan, your little Falcor wanted you to learn that you could hold your own balance now, that you could be the power of taking care of yourself and comforting yourself so that you could learn.
I've been talking to him saying, okay, you're going to train a kitty for me. Here's what I want.
Good.
And I've been watching funny movies to make myself feel better. And I've been working with myself to love myself, to heal from all
That's good, because 2 years ago you would have gone right into heavy victim stuff.
Yeah. Well, I've cried a lot over it because I miss,
Well, sure.
I'm going to miss him and his personality.
There's nothing wrong. And it's healthy to grieve for a certain period of time, and then you have to move on.
Oh, I grieve for him more than I grieve for my parents dying.
Well,
I don't know.
He wants you to move on, sweetheart. Believe me.
I know.
And if you need support in this next surgery, you can call in. Okay.
I will. I'm going in on May 9th. It's 12:30 in Eastern time is when I'm supposed to be operated on. So.
All right. Well, we're sending you light. Sending you light and love. All right, baby.
I love you.
I love you too. I know it's hard. When I lost my Savannah, it was extremely hard. And now I am so filled with joy, with freedom. With my little new rescue dog, Freedom. She just has brought so much joy into my life. So again, you see, from the very first caller, you have to honor the energy that you've loved, but then you've got to detach that umbilical cord to it so new energy can come in and find you. Miss Joy in Cape Cod, you're on.
Oh, hi, Dee.
Hi, darling.
I'm doing fine emotionally and things, but I've been getting a headache at night.
Okay, your neck. I'm not a doctor, but your neck's out of. You need to have your neck adjusted.
Oh, okay. And
well, that's
no energetic thing I need.
No. You. That's some way they're showing me a pillow and a big like cave in the pillow. So somehow you're sleeping wrong or something, and it's really affecting your neck at night. And
all right. I have a pillow that I got from a chiropractor, but it does. It has a hole in the middle, so your head fits in. Because I sleep on my back. Isn't that funny? I've had that. Wow.
Somehow, maybe you've had it for too long. I don't know, but somehow it's not. serving you anymore, and you just need to go get an adjustment. That's what I'm getting.
From just a regular chiropractor? Because I've been going to a network chiropractor for months. On and off, I mean.
You've been going to a what?
A network chiropractor.
What does that mean?
They do differently. They don't adjust like a regular. They do it more through energy.
Yeah, go get an adjustment.
A regular one.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Here I thought I was going to get big talk like everybody else.
Nope, that's all I'm getting, dude.
Oh,
count your blessings, Joy. Goodbye.
All right. I don't have to be mad at St. Spain anymore.
No, not at all. Oh, you guys are funny. Carla in New Jersey, you're up.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, baby.
I know that the cat seminar is over, but this just has been occurring. My cat is a rescue cat. She's going to be 18 years old in September. She's an inside-outside cat. And I have been seeing her walking around the house when she's sleeping, and she's down, she has this place down in the basement. In the summer, she likes to sit by the open door and sleep there and watch all the animals and things like that. But I keep seeing her, so I think she's getting ready to transition.
Yes,
and
exactly what's happening, Carla.
And I'm wondering if there's any advice that you have, or just go with it. She's just trying to tell me.
Give her permission. Just give her permission, and thank her for her beautiful service to you. And, tell her that you will appreciate greatly her training or introducing you to your next little kitty if you so desire to have one.
Okay.
But it's like people, guys, it's much easier for them to go when they know they have our blessing.
Okay.
She's really looking for just the right spot, they're saying.
Yeah, I don't know if I should be there, if I should follow her around or leave her alone.
No. She will choose where and when, like we all do.
Yeah.
You just continue to love her and support her and let her do what's the highest for her. You see?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but all right, darling. Thank you.
No.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, guys, they teach us to let go. Those of you that are aware, I hope, are aware of the theme that's going on in this show now, which is letting go. Letting go of energy so that new energy can take its place. Letting go of the energy of it's not possible to get my refinancing. Letting go of the energy of my cat dying or my cat going to die. Letting go of old relationship energy that keeps us still focused so that other relationships can't manifest. It's all about letting go. Let go of what is not serving you. We're going to Eileen in New York. Hi, you're on.
Hi, Dee. It's funny to share what we shared, but I'm learning a lot from this experience. And the other day I got an email that was not from my bank, and so this sort of saga continued for a little bit. And, for me, it's really about telling my little child that she's okay and that we're secure.
Yes, ma'am. You bet.
So,
you bet.
That's what I'm learning from that. And it's interesting that this show is about letting go, because a dog that I had for a while who passed a few years ago was in a dream. And I think she was just telling me, I guess, that she's okay. I mean, I never dreamt about her before.
I get a yes on that.
Yeah.
But you see, you couldn't hear her. The channel saying you couldn't hear her before. You couldn't communicate like that before until you and your little child knew you were okay, until you knew that the universe had your back.
Yeah, I mean, she had a pretty bad kind of leaving her body. I mean, she was. I don't even want to go.
Not to her. She isn't carrying any of that.
No, I know.
And, okay, but she would like you to let that go. That's an image that doesn't serve you anymore, you see?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't serve you to carry that memory and that sense memory and energy with you. So, you all know, you've talked to enough mediums, myself included, where, as soon as somebody crosses over, they're free. They're free of their judgments. They're free of their pains and aches and fears and all that stuff. They are able to look at their life and our life in a much more detached way where they know. And that's what we're being invited to do now. Again, I urge you in this day and age to pick up book 4 of Conversations with God. All right, baby. I hope you got your answer there.
Thank you.
You bet, sweetheart. Thank you. We're going to Kathy in Seattle. Hi, you're on.
Hi, Lee. So,
hi, baby.
That the letting go thing actually clarified part of the question that I had for you. Is I've been getting little niggly things about finding a different place to live, and it's kind of like, well, okay, how is that going to happen? And I think the letting go thing is, again, being a control freak, is letting go of the control of making it happen, but also figuring out it in reality if that's what it is or if there's something else going on.
I get that's what it is, and there's something else going on. So they want me to go back over the point. Know that you've got the creative power. Okay. You know that to a certain extent, but then you think you have to control everything. And that's not knowing that you have the creative power. See, when those of us that have to control everything are in fear we don't have the power, and therefore we have to control things so that we can stay in our knowing that we have the power. But ultimately, you have to let go and allow the universe to create with you so that you don't have all the control. Your control comes from, I know what I want. I'm going to get myself in alignment, which means I'm going to do whatever I need to do to feel good about creating this, about already having this. I'm going to, every time, just like I read from the book, every time I have a thought that doesn't agree with that joy and that love, I'm not going to think it again. I'm going to bring myself back to the joyful thoughts, the loving thoughts, the knowing thoughts that all is well and being created as I want, and I'm going to hold my focus there. And then this is the big one for you. I'm going to accept the miracle. And Patty, they're bringing you up again. Can you accept the miracle? But you see, if you are still looking out going, I can't trust the world, how the hell are you going to accept miracles in your life? It's an oxymoron. Yeah. Well, that's what they mean by allowing.
Right.
Is, you don't, like I'm going to hear back your words to me, like that's going to happen. Well, from what I'm getting, you're getting a very clear hit from your higher self that you want to get out of there. Is that true? Or get out of where you are?
Yeah, it's getting louder.
Okay. Well, but then you counteract that by saying, like, that's going to happen. Like,
yeah, right.
Like, I don't know how the heck I would ever create that. Well, that's not your
Right.
job. Your job is to go, I'm creating this. I can feel this is what I want. I can feel this is what I want to do. Right? And so I'm doing it. That's all there is to it. I'm doing it. So now, universe, now that you know, and now that I'm in alignment, come in and create this miracle with me. I'm ready to accept it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I had to learn how to accept compliments, and so that's the same thing as to say thank you.
Yes, saying yes, I am, and yes, I accept that. Thank you very much, universe. Work it out. Just work it out. If you guys could just trust enough to give over a little more, the universe could do so much more magic for you. Okay?
Yeah, right. Letting go, releasing the grip.
Yeah, you bet. Let it flow, baby. Let it flow. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Now they're giving me that song from Frozen. Let it go. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it just be in the flow of the miracle. Thank you, baby.
Okay. Thank you, Dee. Love you.
I love you too. I love that. Be in the flow of the miracle. Mary in Maryland, what's up?
Just me dropping the phone.
That's all right. What's up? Hi, baby.
Hi. You know what I just have to say? If you let go, and it's just amazing. Everything has just changed so much for me since I'm winding down my job, packing up the house, and I just feel a new freedom that it's wonderful.
Yeah, isn't it?
It is.
And it fell into
I can't. I have to work, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, no, you don't.
Yeah, you always have a choice, guys. You always have a choice. You have a choice of the positive thought. You have a choice of the negative thought. And that choice is what the universe and God lines up with. So if you want to get what you really want, you want to line up with the thoughts that create it. And the feelings of love and joy. I mean, all this has happened once you decided, Mary. Mm-hmm. It was bam, 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 and you were just led all the way.
I tell my friends and things, they'll look at me and they go, what? How did this happen so fast? And I said, it was so easy. The universe just stepped in when I said, I'm ready, and went, okay, boom. Yes. And they weren't kidding. Yeah. It was like 1, 2, 3. You can't go fast enough.
You can do that with your bodies. Yep. We can do that with our bodies. We can do that with our money. We can do that with our relationships.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yes.
You've got to decide and go, I'm committed. Get in alignment. Hold your focus. Allow it to be delivered.
Right. It's like even like one of the best parts of all of this is over the last year or so, my relationship with my husband has just turned around. It's just so, I pinch myself and I go, wow, this is what I always thought it could be.
Yeah. Well,
it's just awesome.
And finally, you decided I'm going to create it and allow it. And then, everything in your life, Mary, it's just a testament to all of our work. It's just amazing. Thank you, darling.
It is. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for calling in with that testimonial.
Well, I had to because I love you.
I love you too. And it's good, guys. When you do the work and things show up, the rest of the community needs to hear it, We need to be cheerleaders for each other. Anna in New York, you're on.
Hi, thank you so much.
Hi, baby.
So I'm just ready for some information. Lots of change here. My upstairs tenants moved out this week. My next door neighbor moved out yesterday. And all sorts of changes around me.
Yeah, finally, Anna. Are you celebrating? Because that's energy letting go. So that new positive energy, you just want to be clear, the channel is saying, extremely clear, that every energy that you attract now is in support of Anna. In support of Anna. What's good for Anna. What makes Anna stronger and more powerful. Okay?
Excellent.
That's what you want to call in right now.
Great.
Because there's nothing more exciting than some free space for new creation.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have to say, the first time that I heard about conversations with God, I walked into a library and I noticed some audio books. And I thought, conversations with God, that sounds fabulous. That must have been, 15 years ago or more.
Yeah.
And I put it into the cassette in my car at the time, and it was like listening to stand-up comedy. It was hysterically funny.
Yeah. I love the way he writes. I love the humor he brings in. It's so simple and so succinct. I just really urge you, and he says in here, and I've said it for years, call in the energy from all the higher energy beings, from all, in all time space continuums. I call in all energy to support me, any energy that is working powerfully through divine love. That's the energy I want.
Yes.
Energy that is working powerfully with and through divine love. Come down and create with me everything I want.
Fabulous. Thank you. Yes. I accept
urge you all. Yes, I urge you all to make that a daily practice. Thanks, gorgeous. Good luck.
Thank you. Okay.
You bet. Call it in. Call it in, baby. Sharon in California. Whoops, I didn't get you on. There you go.
Oh, hi, Dee. Thanks for taking my call. I think my question was kind of answered earlier, so I'm just wondering, is there anything in general that the channel...
They want to know what your question was.
Okay. I've talked to you about it before, but I have been completely opposed to even entertaining the idea of dating my ex-husband. Until recently, I have been like nudged, or I feel kind of guided to maybe be open to it. And I just wanted to, that was what I was going to ask.
Okay.
If that's for my highest good or no.
Well, they're saying you're confused because the first hit was the true hit, which is I need to let this go.
Oh, okay.
The rest of it is Sharon trying to kind of, sorry, these are the words they're giving me, mentally masturbate over it.
Well, my son's trying to get me back together with him. And
okay, well, that's not a reason.
Yeah.
That's not a reason. That's a guilt reason.
Okay, yeah, that's a guilt.
Okay, so that's what I mean. Sharon is trying to talk herself into something that she knew originally was not what she wanted.
Right.
Oh my God, I've just walked through that personally myself.
Yeah.
Are you having some slight health issues?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm trying to eat healthier. I just quit smoking, so I'm trying to do better in that area.
Okay. You're going to feel a lot better when you are very clear about this decision and let that energy go. The little nuanced
clouding up stuff?
Yes. Well, it's clouding up your clarity, honey. you know.
I didn't know it was bothering me that much.
Look,
interfering.
I didn't either. I did not either, Sharon, until I let the energy go. And then I've got to tell you, 80% of what was bothering me physically is gone.
Okay.
It's crazy. But that's what stress in any way will do. When you're trying to make yourself do something you don't really want to do. And sometimes you think you do want to do it. But if you go to your heart and not your mind,
right,
you will know.
Yeah, well, I kind of did an oracle thing, and I thought I got guidance from somewhere else, but no. That was me influencing.
I get a no.
Okay.
So you're, you know, I always tell you guys, you are your highest answer.
Okay.
But you go to your heart, not your mind. If you drop into your heart and go, is this the highest choice for me to get back with this man?
Right.
What do you get? No, now you're in your head. Drop into your heart, see? You doubt your heart guidance, guys, and you can't because your heart guidance is the real guidance. Okay, baby?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Much love.
Thank you very much.
You bet. All right, Linda in Iowa. Hi, honey. We're going to get you on.
Hi. Okay. I would just like a general reading, little feedback.
They want a question.
Oh, they want a question?
They want a question.
Am I closer to the move that I desire this year?
Yes. Okay. Closer, but you keep doubting how it can happen. And then let go of doubt, guys. And I think that is the answer from the whole show. That's what it's been about. We've got to let go of the energy of doubt, wherever that is in our lives. Because if we're going to prove to ourselves that we are the creation of miracles in our lives, there can't be any doubt. Now, somebody's going to say, well, how do I do that? You're going to watch every thought that you have, and if doubt comes in, you're going to go, nope, not going there anymore. I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to know that I want the move. I want a beautiful move. I'm in harmony with the move. I want the move to be effortless. I want to be guided all the way. I'm committed to this, and now whatever steps I have to take, I'll take them, but show me what the steps are. Create it with me, and let's have a great partnership here. Okay?
Yes, absolutely. Beautiful.
Okay, so no doubt we're letting go. Let's just all claim it right now. In this moment, right now, I let go of my doubt. And I own that I know. And so it is. Beautiful. Thanks, Linda.
You.
All right, guys. Again, please, if you're around Canada or upstate New York and want to join Sandra and I, go to I Am Dee Wallace, go to the store, go to workshops, and look for the one with Sandra Pelly. Please join me. Guys, we need to come forward. We must come forward and deal with and face and take responsibility for what is going on in the country now. We who are trained in energy work can make a difference, must make a difference, the channel is saying. Join me for the webinar, Russia, North Korea, and Freedom on May 17th. And I, again, really, really invite you to do the little child experience. I'm getting emails that people are really having enormous breakthroughs from that special that we still have in our running. I love you guys. Don't doubt. Stay in your knowing. Be in alignment, which means feel happy and joyful and know you're the God of you around whatever it is you want to create. Until we meet again, love yourselves. Feel that. Don't just hear the words, love yourselves, and love yourselves more, because that's what it's all about.
Thanks for joining Dee on Conscious Creation. Visit her website at IamDeeWallace.com for awesome downloads, archived shows, enlightening webinars, and amazing free offerings. And remember, you can hear Dee every week on BBS Radio, iTunes, the Empowerment Channel at the Connect Me Radio Network. You can also hear Dee on Get Inspired Media Network, Transformation Talk Radio, UBN, Universal Broadcasting Network, plus News for the Soul Broadcasting. Be sure to join us next week for Conscious Creation with Dee Wallace. And remember, loving yourself is the key to creation.